Go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Let's Play Total Annihilation. I am your host, Neruz.
And Bales.
And this is Core Mission 7, Take 2.
Take two.
We did a previous take with Brooklyn Bruiser with us as well, but I, in my pro-LPer power, managed to quite successfully not hit the record button beforehand.
And with assistance of your cat.
I blame the cat. It's entirely Floofy's fault. She jumped up on my lap and distracted me at a crucial moment. This time I have not forgotten to press the button. In fact, I am watching it record right now. So yes, Core Mission 7. Core Mission 7 is a bit of a dick move. Because it starts you off with...
Should have hit! Come on! Yes! The AI is amazing.
It is kind of funny how long it takes the AI to realize that those zippers aren't doing anything. But yes, you start off with a commander, a weasel, and a pyro, and it immediately throws 4 zippers at you.
Yeah, it reminds me of this Pharaoh's attacking you in Arm Mission.
Sometimes it just... I think Cave Dog was just relying on you using the D-gun, because there are plenty of times where it's just a case of you will not be able to destroy this attack without using the D-gun.
Oh, you got to have the commander being awesome and stuff, because that's what you do.
That is true. We do get to see the commander being awesome. So yes, Core Mission 7, like Arm Mission 7, revolves around Moho metal extractors. Unlike Arm Mission 7, we get the ability to build Moho metal mines in Core Mission 6.
Yes.
So there's nothing particularly special about them, and yet, according to the briefing, we want to capture our Moho mines because that's easier than building our own.
Yeah, going to enemy base and capturing them is so much easier than just like shooting at them or digging around. That's called logic.
Yeah, and as the next 27 or so minutes will show, it really isn't easier to capture our Moho mines than it is to build our own. In fact, I will have built several of our own by the time we get anywhere near an Arm Moho mine. So I have to really question Central Consciousness' decision-making process in this one.
Yeah, it looks like the campaign was not really well made.
No,
it's kind of sad.
Yes, the core campaign is... It features a number of rather poor design decisions, I guess is the way to put it. It feels very sort of hacked together and made at the last moment, and the maps feel really hacked together and made at the last moment. And as we will see in Core Contingency and later again in Kingdoms, Cave Dog do get much better at telling a story.
I'm gonna play Core Contingency missions. Would be interesting to see.
The Core Contingency missions are interesting to see because they show the first example of Cave Dog trying to ape the StarCraft-style continuous story, as opposed to the sort of more Warcraft-style opposing stories.
Yeah.
With Core Contingency, the missions are actually set up so that if you play the core mission and then the arm mission, and then the core mission and then the arm mission and the core and arm, alternating that way, you actually play like a sensible story that as the commanders progress through the galaxy, all the way up till the very final mission, which varies depending on whether you play arm or core as to who wins. But the missions do actually produce a storyline. If you play, for example, Arm Mission 4 or whatever, one of the Arm missions, you have to chase down the core commander, and if you play the same core mission, you are actually, as the core commander, you are trying to escape from the Arm commander.
Alright.
And so, as the Arm commander, when you finish the mission, you find out that the core commander left the planet long ago. And, of course, when you play the core mission, you know exactly that the core commander left long ago, because he bugged out of there when he heard the Arm commander was coming. It does actually sort of fit together and make sense. It works a hell of a lot better in Total Annihilation Kingdoms, but
yeah, that I think I've played, and it's pretty good. You switch within faction, and it just continues, and yeah, and I don't know, it's not bad if you just want to play for a faction, but the story.
The Kingdoms campaign's good. It tells an interesting story. I have to say, the Kingdom story is actually pretty good. Cave Dog really went all out on that, but it does suffer a bit from certain parts just taking way too long. I think the best example of that is, I believe, like 2/3 of the way through, there's this part where you're sort of sneaking into enemy lands with this, small group of heroes, standard, really standard stuff. But as part of the trip, you have to go through this cave system, and you spend 3 missions going through the cave system. 3! 1 would have been more than enough.
I think I do remember that, yes, and I was...
Yeah.
I think I cheated through these.
Yeah. Well, we haven't actually talked about it, but there is sort of an inbuilt cheat mode to Total Annihilation and to Kingdoms, in that when you lose the mission, you can actually choose to go on to the next mission anyway. And I'm just showing the Dither Fog command briefly, which changes the fog from a grey overlay to this sort of dithered black stuff. But I turned it off because it was hurting my eyes.
It is pretty black.
Yeah. Well, you can't really see it on the video because of compression, but on my screen, like, whenever I moved the screen, all the dithered fog, like, vibrated really badly, and it was sort of like, ah! So I decided to turn it off.
So what's about the arm base? Is it small? Is it big? What's going on? Attack.
Yes. The arm base is actually quite small, but it is very well defended. It's located on a little island in the midst of lava. But the arm also have a bunch of units, and one of the units they have is a radar jammer, which is patrolling around their base and occasionally blotting out some of their units. And if you're watching the minimap closely, you can see that, and at some point in the not-too-distant future, I noticed that and flip out.
What? Right now?
Basically, the result of those units hanging around and the radar jammer being there is the arm base looks like it's a lot bigger than it is. This is compounded by the fact that I decided to build K-bots, and I haven't yet learned my lesson that K-bots are terrible in the core campaign missions. Or rather, they don't give you any K-bots in the core campaign missions. So all this time I'm spending building K-bot labs and upgrading to advanced K-bot labs. This is all wasted. This is completely wasted.
Well, at least you start building an aircraft construction lab right now.
Yes, future core missions I will be opening with vehicle plants and saying fuck K-bots. We'll revisit K-bots later when I'm sure I actually have some.
Yes.
And we will revisit core K-bots, because core K-bots I think is where the core race shows their most charm.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff in there if you actually can use them. Anyway, about the way it unlocks, like you have moho mines, but you don't have K-bots much to use.
And because this is Barathrum. There we go, I've just noticed the jammer.
Oh yeah. The mysterious imaginary attack.
Yes, here's the imaginary attack. And there's my Pyro going up to defend against the imaginary attack. Because I've noticed that units have disappeared on the minimap, which must mean that they're attacking me.
Yeah, and that's what it's going to do super well and completely repairs the imaginary attack all by itself.
That's the nice thing about imaginary attacks, they're really easy to stop.
Yes. Oh, and this is Barathrum, right? You can build extractors anywhere.
Yes, I can. Because this is Barathrum, extractors produce 0.5 metal. So they are worth building just wherever the hell you feel like it. Don't get used to that, because it will be going away very soon.
Yeah, since you're progressing the reverse in the Arm campaign, you're gonna get in the... what's the name of the Glass World again? You're probably going there soon, right?
The next world we go to on the ARM one is the Desert World. And then that's where, and then we get introduced to ARM air units in the Desert World. Then we hit Barathrum, And Barathrum, we get introduced to advanced structures like the Big Bertha. There's a mission where you have to recapture a Big Bertha, which has been captured by the core, and some other stuff. There's a brief break between Barathrum and Core Prime, where we take a brief break on the Core Prime moon, and we have kind of a little limited forces mission, which is actually quite fun. Yeah. And then we're at Core Prime. And being on Core Prime definitely makes the final ARM missions easier than the final Core missions.
Yes, it's more interesting if you can, when you have a crew everything, you want to have big battles and not spend time waiting for resources, and that's fun.
Although I will say that the final ARM mission is a bitch of a mission.
No, it's a not imaginary attack coming.
No, this is a real attack. This is an attack involving peewees. I'm not sure if these peewees are just patrolling around, or if they've decided to try and charge at my commander, who has sort of wandered out in the front lines, but they're about to get a bunch of D-gun to the face, so it doesn't really matter.
So we're building so hard. Oh, and you realized kind of soon that you couldn't build anything worthwhile in the K-Bot lab.
Yep, I've discovered that the K-Bot lab was a complete waste of time, and I've had to restart with building vehicles.
Yes.
But fortunately, I got to de-gun a bunch of peewees, and de-gunning things is always satisfying because they explode so violently.
You don't have any, bodies there, but that's what the de-gun does.
Here's some more wasted time. I'm building heavy laser towers to defend myself.
There's actually shooting at least once in the game, I don't think we do.
One of them does kill something. In fact, I believe one of them shoots down a plane.
Wow!
Yeah.
That's a really great use of the stars.
I think if we pay attention, I do actually click on it for a moment and sort of hover over it, as I'm like, wait, what? Did that really just do what I think it did? But we missed it in the first take. I forgot about it, but if we pay attention, we might catch it this time.
Yeah, I can say it's actually good to build the stuff because they don't re-attack too much. I mean, it's useful, but you want to cover the entrance so people just go around.
The AI is very inconsistent with how aggressive it is. Yeah. On some missions, it jumps down your throat. Like the previous mission, it was all over me constantly the entire time, just charging down, attacking me, trying to build that base in the middle of the map. And this mission, it's just gonna chill.
Oh yeah, I remember that base, the 2 advanced cable labs in the middle of nothing, with nothing to defend it in front of your house. It was amazing.
But I mean, that felt like a really tense mission, because, I mean, even though ultimately I was getting hit by primarily completely harmless units, at the very least, I had something to do. I wasn't just sitting here.
Yes.
Whereas this mission, I mean, the defenses in the base are just so heavy, and, I wasted my time with K-Bots that, unfortunately, there's a lot of sitting around waiting.
Yeah, I wish you could maybe edit these missions and make a raid call campaign.
If any of the missions go significantly over half an hour with lots and lots of filler, I'll start editing them down.
No, I was meaning editing the missions files and stuff, but that would work too.
Yeah, too much effort. But yeah, if we do get a mission which is, like I said, significantly longer than half an hour, and there's a lot of just waiting around, I imagine this will almost certainly apply to the last Core Prime mission, because from what I remember, the first 20 minutes of the last mission on Core Prime are pretty much building your shit and not going anywhere for fear of poking the bear.
You can maybe speed that and go.
Yeah.
Oh,
so if that happens, I'll edit the videos.
Here, you were showing units. I think you already wanted to build a sumo. But you couldn't.
No, I really wanted to build cans.
Oh, cans. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Cans.
I don't get sumos till core contingency, but I really wanted to build some cans because, I mean, cans are slow as fuck, but they really are incredibly tough, and they are great at breaking defensive lines because they're just so tough.
Like in this mission.
Instead, I have to settle for some pyros, and pyros aren't tough. Pyros aren't tough at all.
No, and the fire is kinda inconsistent in the game. In spring it works really well, but here, I don't know, it doesn't seem to do anything.
Yeah, the damage they can put out when they actually start attacking is horrendous. Like, it is truly scary just how fast they damage things when they're actually attacking. But they're so picky with their targeting.
Yes. Like, most of the time they actually succeed in destroying buildings, but units, I don't know.
They're great at roasting buildings, because of course buildings don't move, but they can't hit a moving target for the life of them. They really can't. They also are really terrible at firing while moving too, which really limits their use, because... I mean, like, I guess their intended use is sort of fast raider units running around on the outskirts of the map, shooting down enemy extractors that are outside defensive lines and whatnot. But they're presented in the game as more sort of like assassin-type units, and assassin-type units sort of more fits their massive damage output as well. So, yes. Yeah, they're kind of a bit inconsistent, really. I think if Pyros could attack while moving better, they'd probably be a much better unit in general.
But the Sleeper seems to be doing better at what the Pyros is supposed to do. Even if Sleepers are, quite less powerful, in theory.
Should be thankful I didn't do the core Galactic Gate mission with the way I did the first time I played through this game. Because I discovered Pyros, and I was like, yeah, Pyros! They're an advanced K-bot. That means they must be good. I'm gonna build Pyros this mission. Yeah, build Pyros. I'm gonna build 20 Pyros and attack with Pyros. Oh my god, they've got flamethrowers. These are awesome. Let's attack. I'm gonna roast all these armed bastards with Pyros, because, oh wait, they're all dead. More Pyros! I did beat the mission with Pyros. It took a while, but I did it.
Yeah, well, good thing we're not playing like we played as kids, because that was mostly playing for 1 hour and a half, building stuff, and then actually attacking maybe with extreme superior force 2 hours later.
We had a lot more time to do a lot less as children.
Yes. We've got to be efficient. It's a multiplayer, because you can't sit around while Soccer Background is building his flashes and attacking you in the back.
Yes, you don't tend to get moments of peace like this in multiplayer games, especially not multiplayer games with soccer. Multiplayer games with soccer tend to be flashes show up at the 3-minute mark, and they continue showing up for the rest of the game.
Yeah, that's what I do, but I'm very consistent with my micro, because I just send my guys and go like, just do things, I go back to my base and build stuff. And then they die because I wasn't looking for them.
Generally in TA I do one of two things. I either do I guess softening attacks or serious attacks. And in softening attacks I'm pretty much just throwing units away. I'm basically saying I want to distract you, I want to cause you some damage, but I don't particularly care exactly what happens because these units aren't really of use to me. And that's what I'm doing here, is these Pyros, I don't really expect these Pyros to do anything or get out alive, they're just wandering around.
Yeah, and this defense is that's from building.
Look at the damage they put down on that Fido when they hit it.
None.
That was pretty fast.
Actually, I didn't see them damage, but...
It's only for a split second, because of course the Fido probably wanders off, and that, that's what Pyros are weak to, walking away. This is a powerful front-loaded assassin unit that is defeated by moving away.
It's the best strategy. Just moving away.
And as we can see here, that wreckage of those Pyros has rather nicely blocked that passage.
Good for sale. What is unit here, I think? Can I build some? Yes.
Can't build Goliaths yet, but I can build Diplomats.
And build an embassy into the arm base.
Yes. I do like Diplomats. They are definitely one of the better named units, as we talked about last time. They just fit their role and their name, their role, and how they fit into the fact that they're core and all that. It's just so perfect.
Now, I imagine the core just sending peace offers with missiles and
They would. That is exactly what the Corps would do. They would send vertical launch rockets to negotiate. And indeed, that is exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah, that's been happening since some millennia, like sending missiles with the piece off on them, but they explode before the armed guys could get ready.
Well, I mean, the armed guys are sort of robot clone dudes. I mean, they can probably read pretty fast.
Why it's not working then? Maybe because the missiles explode and kill some armed guys?
I think it's probably because the ARM hate the Corps so much that they're not really open to diplomacy, but I mean, that's not going to stop the Corps from setting up embassies and, you know...
and diplomats.
Indeed.
Is the embassy an actual unit burning into this game? I wish it was.
I don't think so. It would be nice if it was, but I don't believe it is.
Yeah. Some kind of stealth building would be embassy, would be amazing.
I don't think Cave Dog put a whole lot of diplomacy into the game they called Total Annihilation.
You could have some more jokes.
No, there's not really a whole lot of room for negotiation there.
No. Why?
I mean, Total Annihilation. I mean, it's pretty. That's pretty concrete. That's pretty. You know, there's a pretty clear line there.
You could emulate war and do peace now.
I don't think so.
Dismantle the military, there'll be annihilation of the military. But I don't think there'll be much left if you dismantle the military from the armed corps, it'll just be nothing left.
I'm pretty sure that by this point in the war, both sides have forgotten why they're fighting, and they're just fighting because they're fighting.
Yes.
It's like the Planetary Annihilation intro, where he talks about the war machines for a purpose long forgotten. That's pretty much what's happened here. These guys are waging war because they've been waging war for 4,000 years, and they're sure as hell not going to stop now.
Indeed. What do you think about the idea of doing one game like this, but you know, more persistent, and just have players running around and perpetual war trying to win? That never happened. There's too much explosion and thing.
And here we go. We have the reverse poking the bear. The AI has poked my bear, and my Avengers have all decided to go flying off everywhere and murder shit.
Yeah, wasn't the Files patrolling in front of the mob? That seems like a dumb idea.
It was, and it was. But that's okay, because I have replacements. This is Total Annihilation. We have reinforcements.
Yeah, I just meant about the AI patrolling in front of the mode, and I would patrolling outside the mode. So I can shoot to the side, not upside the mode. But I have defenses that sit in front of them, so they don't hurt me. It's a masterful strategy. Oh, they come again. Oh! Yeah. The fighter.
And there we go, there it is. See, look at that, Gat gun, 1 kill. I'm not entirely sure if it just shot that fighter down. It looked like it did. But I'm kind of like, no. No, really?
Yeah, I was thinking maybe this pile of metal north of it is it? No, I think it's one of your crash.
Yeah, because there's that pile of metal to the north, and that looks like it's in range of the Gat gun. So I'm like, maybe that's it. But, I mean, that really did look like it shot it down. And it can happen.
Yeah, we have a very good hangar for that.
Oh, I'm thinking that maybe the fighter started turning at exactly the right moment, and so sort of basically ran right into the laser.
Then it would be that. I think the fighter was running in a straight line, just exactly in the direction of the laser to be good.
Maybe. I'm not sure. It's interesting anyway.
We can see the base a bit more clearly now.
Yep, time to attack. My diplomats are moving north to set up their embassy. My slashers are moving north to blow up the arm.
Why are you shooting them all behind? I'm supposed to catch them.
Yeah, I'm about to remember that. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Oh.
Oops.
Oh, shit. That was an accident. Fortunately, it's okay. I only need to capture 1 moho mine.
Alright.
And because I wisely didn't choose to turn shoot all on, that's not going to happen again.
Well, except if you don't explicit order again.
I don't misplace an order again.
Oh.
I do accidentally destroy a Moho Mine again, but that's okay because I have replacements.
Very ridiculous the game just ended if you destroy the Moho Mine. Like, oh, you've been doing this for 20 minutes? Oh, you destroy mine? Nope.
Well, it would be a double dick move because the mission briefing specifically states you only need to capture one. Which doesn't even make sense! If it's supposed to be easier to capture these Moho Mines than build them, why do I only need to capture one?
Because you know there's advanced processing technology in the ARM's Moho Mine, you need them to improve your mind. No. Just
because nobody thought this campaign through very well. Oh, here we go. We just saw the construction K-bot starting to repair the Moho Mine, and we will soon get to see a rather amusing bug which can occur with construction units repairing whilst on patrol.
By patrolling, yes. Oh, he put some bombs in there.
Yep, I decided to get some bombers, because... Yep, there we go.
What?
Super long nanolith cone.
I'm gonna walk away in a giant left beam.
Basically, when construction units are on patrol, they don't cancel the repair order. So they just wander off, and they'll keep repairing for as long as they feel like. You can have a construction unit on the other side of the map from the thing it's repairing from, as long as it started off next to the thing it was repairing.
That's amazing, you just build like 50 buildings on all four corners of the map, and you do this with 4 critter guys, and then per game, people see like a giant line all around the map and go like, what?
That would probably actually not work because you can see the nanolith thingos, which means they're registering as like as individual particles. So you'd probably hit the particle cap.
Oh yeah.
I know if you've got lots and lots of nanoliths going at once, you won't actually be able to see most of them because you'll hit the particle cap.
Oh,
and here we go for another dick move, which I believe is completely unique to this one core mission, because the core missions love their dick moves. Wait for it.
Yeah, some might be done in a rush, but they should have dick moves.
Victory gongs!
Yes! Oh, wait.
No victory.
Nope.
Fake victory gongs.
It is a new feature. It's the best one.
Unique to this mission, fake victory gongs.
Well, at least you don't have to, put all arm units around the map.
Yes, at least this time there aren't any metal extractors hidden anywhere, because thankfully this time the ARM have no production capability whatsoever.
Also, I don't. I thought they had, because since I had a construction guy, but yeah, that's true.
That's it. No, they've got that construction K-bot, but it's just patrolling around. All it does is repair. The ARM will never build anything on this map.
Yeah, you could have actually won by sending pyros into this one then.
You could win by doing pretty much anything that doesn't involve getting your commander murdered or destroying all the Moho Mines.
Yeah. That's a pretty good defensive position there.
And yes, we get to see bombers. As you can see, bombers follow a realistic bombing pattern, dropping a little line of explosives. There are some fun things you can do with this, which I may or may not show off later. But as for now, we're about to finish capturing that Moho Mine, which means it's going to be victory. There's the real victory gongs. And that's it. We're done.
For this time, for real.
This time. And this time, it is actually recorded. So, hopefully this will never happen again, and I feel really stupid right now. So, good night, everybody.
Good night.